Good evening, everyone. My name is Alan Ha, and today I'm going to talk about the comparative advantage. Everybody trade, and I'm not talking just about internationally. When someone becomes an engineer, you trade your services to the person who becomes a lawyer. People don't have time to learn and the ability to do everything by themselves, and since everyone have a different skill set, they specialize in one thing and trade with other people for the things that they need. Or in technical terms, you gain more from trade by efficiently allocating tasks to the lowest costing producer of such goods and services in order to get the lowest price. And that is where comparative advantage comes in. Firstly, to talk about comparative advantage, we need to talk about absolute. You have absolute advantage in a task if you can complete it with the least amount of input. However, you have comparative advantage in a task if you can complete it at a lower opportunity cost compared to someone else. Similar to previous chapter, opportunity cost is the differences between your trade-off, such as your current choice and your next most desirable alternative. However, the main purpose is for determining the opportunity cost now is to determine the most efficient producer in either time, cost, or preferred outcome. For comparative advantage are abundant input, specialized skills, and mass production. Abundant input are the resources that comes from either strategic investment or geography and climate, such as Vietnam investment to the rice cultivation because of the hot humid land. The second source are specialized skill, such as unique technique, production methods, or expertise, such as Tesla original method for self-driving electrical cars. And finally, mass production, which reduce the price per unit ratio by producing more in quantity, effectively lowering down the opportunity cost. That demonstrate why and how, in an efficient market, comparative advantage can inspire trading. According to the International Organization of Motor Vehicle Manufacture, in 2021, the US has produced over 9 million vehicles, which include 1.5 million cars and 7.5 million commercial vehicles, while China has produced a total of over 26 million vehicles instead. According to the stats, China has the absolute advantage in producing vehicles. However, that's where we should consider comparing opportunity costs for each vehicle type. The opportunity costs for the US are as such. For each car they can produce, they could have additionally create almost 5 more trucks, while China, for each of the car they produce, they can only create 0.2 trucks. This would imply that due to the mass production rate of 4 cars by China, they would have the comparative advantage and should specialize in making cars. However, if you consider the opportunity cost for truck instead, the US would have only produced zero point 0.2 cars for each truck, while each truck would cost 4.58 cars in China. Here, the US would have the comparative advantage. Why? Maybe because the US government has a strategic investment or has a more unique production methods that favors truck. Regardless of the reasoning, however, because the US has a lower opportunity cost for trucks in comparison to China, China are incentivized to import trucks from the US while trading back cars to be more efficient. However, international trading is a topic for another day. Last but not least, here are my citations for the microeconomy textbook, the professor lecture notes, and the OICA 2021 production report.